Hi. After reviewing my previous videos, I realized that I promised you I'd come back and show you how I managed to do my curved letters. So here I am tonight, and we'll see if we can't get that done and see if we can't help you with this as well. I sure hope you've been practicing. Because you can get this. It just depends on how bad you want it. And of course, your practice tells you how fast you're going to get it. Now, we already went over the straight lines. We went over the little ticks, the what we call I'm at a loss for words tonight. All right, and the best way to accomplish that was with a 5-point star. We went over the horizontal lines, and we also went over the slanted lines. I don't think I need to show you any more of that tonight, unless you just really wanted me to. I think that this is a lesson on curved letters, and we should get right to that. Curved letters. And probably the best way, I've seen it done a lot, and I've done it a lot myself. Let's see what we got here. Whoa. Slapping paint everywhere. I did the same thing I did once before, and that's just way too thin. I thinned it in the can just a moment ago. Let's get this taken care of here. Right here. All right, we don't want to thin that any more than what it is, let me tell you. Oh, that's pretty. That'll work quite nicely. There we go. But it is thin. I may have to stir that up a bit more. Whoa. Well. Let me see. There's always problems. Listen, you new beginners, don't think for a minute, not 1 minute, that regardless of how much experience you've got, that you don't walk right up to your easel and walk right into problems. I don't know if this is too thin or not. We're going to try it and see. We're going to manage an O out of this. We're going to go up. Now I'm going to set my width. Is this a size 8 brush? It seems small, but it is an 8. And I believe that's what I've been using. All right, we're going to set our width by the time we get to the middle portion. The width is set, and we're just going to make a nice circle oval coming down just a little bit under our line. The reason for that is if you put a circular letter between two straight legs, or even sometimes something like this, if you put a circular letter and you don't come down below and above the top, it makes your O look very, very small. And it just doesn't conform with the whole line of lettering. So that's the reason for that. Now this is a little bit thin, and it tends to want to bleed, and yet it's working really well. So now, once I've got this stroke made, and so right there, you can practice on that stroke a lot, but you might just as well start way over here. Now this is where I start, way over there. And what that does is it allows me to set the width right there. I've got the width. I'm going up. I'm going to go just a touch above the line, and I'm going to come down in a nice circular motion. And if you'll notice, I kept my eye on the ball. I kept focused because I wanted this line to join that little spur that I made, that little tick up there. Boy, my paint is thin, and I might have to see what I did there. And I want that to meet. Now, I know that sounds complicated, and it is in a way, because it shows you that in this game, you have to think ahead. There's a lot of times you'll be making a brush stroke, and you'll actually be thinking ahead of the stroke you're making. Let's see if we can't make it prettier. Oh, I'm having a little trouble with the paint. because it is thin and I like working actually with a thicker paint, but we'll make this manage. Let's make a pretty O. All right, we're going to come down, setting our width by the time we reach middle point. We're going to angle it nice, pretty O, just right beneath the line, and we're going to go up in a very natural movement. Our body just kind of does that. Not at first, and not with without a lot of practice. It's just not going to happen. Way down there, I've set my width. I'm coming up right above the line. I'm seeing ahead. When I'm right here, I'm already looking down, and I'm looking at that line that I want to meet right there. Okay, now with a little cleanup, that's going to be a very nice O. A little bit there. And a little bit there. And we have a really decent, pretty O. Now your C. Your C is just a, we need to clean this up a little bit more. He can be prettier. He can be a pretty O. We just need to tend to him. Now your C is just an O, but you cut it off at the top and at the bottom. And this is where you need to have practiced coming to your point, twisting your brushes. You need to practice that, because let me show you the reason why. All right, we've done a couple of O's, and I can do lots and lots of these. I can be like some of the other videotapes you've watched and just stand there and make these over and over and over and over again. And that's all fine and well. You'll walk away from the video saying, boy, she does that really good. No, that's not what I want. I want to make a couple of them and show you what I'm looking for as a good letter. And then I want you to make all those hundreds of letters. I've already done that, kids. I've paid my dues with that, so now it's up to you. All right, so we've got the O's, but I'll make more of those if you would like. Now we're going into a C. A C is just starting at the top, coming back around exactly like we did with the O. And then we're just going to work it up to the same line, being careful not to bring it up quite as much as I may have on the O, because I realize this is a C. And so I don't want to do anything really crazy that I'm going to have to repair. So now I come way down there. And I come up, doing the same thing. I'm just in the process of making an O, but I'm going to turn it into a C, just by doing that. There's a C. Now, I go, well, you have to have that chiseled edge. I joke you not. Get it a nice one. And there's our edge. And there's our C. Okay, once again, it's not a perfect letter. It's not my best C, I'll be honest with you. Usually I cut it off there. I don't know exactly that. Let's make another one, and maybe not chitter chatter quite so much. I might have a little more success, kids. Now you can do your lettering sitting down or standing up. When you paint signs, you're going to find yourself in all sorts of predicaments. And so I just seem to have more freedom of movement when I stand up. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Fixed it. But at my age, I'm sincerely thinking that I need to get back on my little stool and get happy with sitting down. It's just hard to do. Well, that's not much prettier either, but I can, if I'm really pushed hard, I can make a pretty C. All right, but practice your C's. Now, let's see, what other, you'll have to be able to make the numeral 3 for your B's. Now this right here, all right, this right here, you just go in the middle. Your middle point is very important in lettering because there's many letters that have to conjoin or meet or tangle up somehow right smack in the middle. So this would be the stroke we need to practice in order to make a B. Oh, I have a notion what we're forgetting here too. The dreaded S. Oh, yes. But I'm trying to think. Oh, and a Q. We haven't touched base on a Q. Thin paint. We're okay. All right, if you learn how to make a numeral 3, you can make a B or a P. You can do that. All right, a Q. I'm wondering where I am in the scheme of things. I know that I can't get in front of that camera. I tried that earlier today. This is the second time I've tried to do this. All right, let's put it here and just hope that you're going to see this. A Q is just simply the O. There we go. And back around. So yes, you can, it's wise to learn how to paint these letters, these strokes. It's wise to sit down occasionally. I've worked off of every platform there is available to paint a sign. I'm sure I have. All right, a Q is simply an O with a little, now what that's called, I have no idea. But it makes a Q. All right. There we go, a Q. Now, when I really want to show off, and it's not a very sophisticated sign, many times I'll do a Q. I'll take my top part, I start at the top, but instead of going down to the bottom line, I stay up above it in order to make my natural swing. And then I'll come up like this, making my turn, but I want to miss this right here. Well, let me see, I started dragging pretty bad there. I want to miss that area, that stroke, just like that. And then I just give it a little flare like that. And that's just kind of a silly notion that works well if you can take liberties with your sign making. I love to take liberties with sign painting. All right, now the dreaded S. The dreaded S. We need to take care of the dreaded S. All right, you know that you have to understand that this center portion of your line is very important because so many letters have a center point. So many of them. The B, I'm not looking at the alphabet right now, that confuses me, but there's so many that use a center point, and your S is one of them. So that center is very important. You just start from the top, setting your width, hitting your middle, angling it down, and you just go into a nice movement there. Doesn't look like very much right now, and I sure hope it takes shape. You go to the top, and you come down as such. Right here, you just cut it off. Boy, I hit that fast. I didn't give myself any time to think. All right, this is, all right. Okay. And again, we have a letter that's certainly not one of my prettiest, and it's a shame that it stands here all by itself for a lesson. And yet, look at there. Now, I've straightened that letter up to where it's quite a nice S, to be honest with you. I could make this right here a little bit sharper. And that would be your S. And I really hope that you can see this. I'm trying this new tripod today, and to get me away from having to resort for camera people who sometimes want to help and sometimes don't. No, they're very good to me. They are, and they understand that I'm just trying to do this for my grandchildren and also for anybody else who can get some help. Grab a grip on this silly alphabet that you need so badly. It's not a silly lark. It's not something that you really have any choice about. You have to get it, or you'll just never amount to much as a hand letterer or a sign painter, for that matter. Okay, kids, if you think I'm helping you, please like my videotape, and please subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends and the young people that you know, because like I say, this can make a very good trade. You have to finagle and finagle and be very sharp. But for creative people and people who have a love and a passion for lettering like I do, you find some beauty in this. And there it is for you to see. It's not an easy thing to master. And I applaud everybody who's trying. So thank you for taking your time and watching me. I hope I've helped you. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very, very much.